Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to Ireland Bound. We've had the hottest day in Texas today. I'm going to power through it though because I wanted to do this video today. So, here we go. Now, I'm going to have to do it a little bit different than what I normally do because for some reason the Ancestry app has been messing up on my tablet, and so I can't record on it like I normally do. So we're going to try something a little bit different. Right here, I am going to put up what I'm reading so that way, y'all can, if you want to, you can see, read along. If you want to pause it and pause me reading and talking about these things, then you can do that. And, if you want to, if not, then it'll just be right here so that way y'all can see what it is I'm reading. Like I said, for some reason, Ancestry is messing up on me today. They did an update, and I don't know what was in this update, but it's causing me problems. So, anyways, here we go. This is another ancestor that I found in Ireland. The last one, if you'll remember right, that was McElroy, and that was on my mom's side of the family. Well, today I am going to share with you some of the Ireland on my dad's side of the family. So we're going to kind of switch sides here, and I am going to take you first to a gentleman. I have to go back through here. It's through my dad's side. Since I don't have it here, I'm just going to read it, or have it up here. I'm going to read it to y'all. My dad, through his dad Luther, through his dad William, through his dad Milton J. Garrett, and then we're going to switch family sides here because then it goes up through Milton's mother Agatha Nash, and Agatha Nash's mother, who was Margaret Cloyd. Or actually, I pronounced it Cloyd, but I think it was supposed to be Cloud. It's Cloyd, but y'all will see here in just a moment. And that goes up through Margaret's dad, David, and David's dad, James. Now, this one I found interesting because whoever did this, for some reason, whenever it set up on mine, it's set up with his profile picture being this. This right here, it is a document that they were using, and honestly, I really love this idea, putting the document as the profile picture, because it puts the really important information right there where you can see it. So, Cloyd. You can either pronounce it Cloud or Cloyd, depending on how pretentious you feel like you are at that moment. Says it is a tradition of all branches of the Cloud family that soon after the raising of the siege of Londonderry, Ulster, Ireland. So we're in the town of Londonderry in Ulster, Ireland. Says which occurred in I looked at that wrong. That was supposed to be 1689. Three brothers, James, aged 9 years, Joseph and David Cloud, left Ireland and came to America, settling first in Chester County, Pennsylvania, where James remained throughout his life. Joseph seems lost in obscurity. Of course, at the time this was written, apparently he was, but I have seen other posts where he is mentioned, and apparently he did have a family. It's just that at the time this was written, they hadn't found the information on it yet. In our modern age, where we have all this information at hand, it was a little easier to find. So anyways, let's see. Joseph seems lost in obscurity. David, after several removals from one place to another, um, is said to have located finally in Orange County, Virginia. It says if James was but 9 or 10 years old at the time of his immigration, he did not. Uh, if James was but 9 or 10 years old at the time of his immigration, he did not, of course, come to America and settle in Chester County of his own volition, which basically means he didn't come here and choose it himself. Says the probabilities are that the three lads were brought to this country by their parents or other members of the older generation. And David of the three brothers was not the David of Orange County, Virginia, has proven it by a comparison of dates. It says see records below, which is in something that I don't have access to. Says according to Dr. A.D. Cloud of Omaha, Nebraska, who has written the only published genealogy of the family, David of Orange County was a son of James, who at 9 years of age was present at the siege of Londonderry. So my great grandfather James was in Londonderry during the siege. So we have that for certain. It says it has been well established that the family came to America from Ulster. Preponderance of evidence indicates that the name was originally allied with that of Clyde, and Dr. Cloud refers to several instances where one part of a family was called Clyde and another part of the same family called themselves Cloud. So from Clyde to Cloud. It's actually, as I have read through several different things, apparently it was very common for the same name to have different spellings. So it might have been someone mispronounced it at some point, and just people started calling him Clyde, even though it was Cloud. It says A.C. Myers in Narratives of Early Pennsylvania, page 458, quotes the following lines in connection with the marriage of his father and the widow of Thomas Lloyd. It says, you have heard tell in Differin Cloud of Thomas Loud of Penniman. I don't know what that means. Apparently, it's maybe something that the Irish would understand. But that is what was attached to my 6-time great-grandfather, James Cloud, which the possibility is that it was McLoud at some point. So, like I said, the name might have been McLoud to begin with, and somehow it just came down to Cloud. So the pronunciation of it being Cloud instead of Cloyd, would make a little bit more sense, given the McLeod reference there. But that was 1680 that he was born. So that was quite a long time ago. That was a really, really, really long time ago. So, who knows? Maybe, maybe not. Now, what I found kind of interesting, of course, he came over here so at a young age, so his kids would all have been born over here. So that means that my 5 times great-grandfather, David Cloud, would have been born here in America. And actually, not this one, but the next one, I think I'm going to talk about his wife. Because she holds a little bit of an interesting tale, too. Now, I went ahead and I looked up James's father, John, who would be my 7th great-grandfather. And, of course, it has here that he was actually born in Scotland. Scotland. So the McLoud is a very, very good possibility for a name. Because, I mean, McLoud sounds very, yes, there he is. He's making his appearance. He just had to let y'all know he was there. That's my Kingsford there. Ain't that Kingsford? Yeah. My pure black kitty cat. He crosses my path and he's my good luck charm. But anyway, so yeah, John Cloud might have very possibly been McLeod since he is Scottish of birth. I haven't been able to do any checking yet on exactly where in Scotland he was born. That's something that, you know, for another time, because I actually do have quite a few Scottish ancestors. And I'm still tracing some of them back. So, anyways, that is, what I have on that. One little thing, too, that I'm going to tell you. James Cloud, he actually also, his mother, like I said, his dad was Scottish. Little good luck tail rub there. His dad was Scottish, and his mother was named Sophia Oulat. I know, it's French. She was born in Paris, France, and she grew up in France until she moved to Ireland. And well, actually, I'm not going to say that she moved directly to Ireland because there's a possibility she might have moved to Scotland and met John there, and they came to Ireland together. Or she might have gone straight from Paris to Ireland. Of course, she would have had to go over Scotland to get to Ireland. So, back then, unless she just sailed around the coast and went to Ireland directly, she might have traveled through Scotland and met John there. And they might have decided they wanted to start a new life and go to Ireland. But at some point, they did end up in the United States. So that's a pretty long ways to go there. I mean, they both came from other countries. Like I said, I haven't gotten the travel records. I haven't gotten too much information for Sophia yet. I did get her parents, and I think one of her grandparents figured out. But I still need to see if I can find some information, find out a little bit more about Sophia. But maybe in a few years that will be a Paris trip. And Carla, if you're watching, I know what you're thinking. Paris, I'm going with you. Yeah, Carla, I know you love Paris. You want to go so badly. But yeah, that was just a little bit that I had there. That, like I said, that's from my dad's side of the family. That is part of my Irish genealogy. And like I said, he was apparently born in Londonderry, and at some point I am going to do a little bit more about Londonderry and about some stuff that happened in it. That's going to be it's actually going to be a kind of almost two-parter because I'm going to do a little research and a little historical checking on things. And for those of you who don't know, of course, the name of my channel is Ireland Bound because I'm trying to get to Ireland. And I'm researching finding my Irish roots. Well, I have two of them now. I have one from my mom's side and I have one from my dad's side. So, since I now have Irish roots that I can, definitely for sure, because, I mean, that's pretty conclusive there. Anyone who's watched very much of my channel and has watched my journey, they know that I found what I thought was a possible link on my mom's side, but I was never able to get proof positive of it. Nothing that indicated or said that this relative of mine, his name is Alexander Rogers, I could never find anything positive saying that he had been born in Ireland. It was just like a reference on another page there. And all the research that I did, I couldn't find it. And so I kind of gave up the possibility of him being from there because, like I said, I could never find evidence to back that up. Um, the problem is now is just trying to figure out where else he might have been born at because uh, apparently Alexander Rogers was a common enough name that I have now in my listings, I think about 4 or 5 possible birthplaces. So I'm going to have to trace his parents' movements to see where the possibilities could be that, you know, he would have been born at. But like I said, that one, I mean, I was excited at first, but like I said, I couldn't find anything to back it up. Not like I did there with James Cloud. Not like I did with. Um, Hold on a second, I've got it up. Let me just go ahead and pull him up. Since it was on my mother's side of the family, it was the McElroys. Um, I believe it was James McElroy, because if I remember right from what I saw, his dad was also born in Ireland. So I mean, two family members being born there, and you have proof positive of that. That's a pretty strong conclusion there that that's where they are from. So, um, appearance number 3. I think he likes the camera. But anyway, so like I said, when you find someone and their parents are born there too, or they have at least one parent who was born there, the chances of that person being born there are a whole lot greater, than it was with Alexander, because of the fact that, like I said, just one reference, and it's like neither one of his parents were born there, and I couldn't find any other records or anything saying that he had been born there. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, his parents could have made a trip to Ireland to visit some relatives, and she got pregnant, they had him there, and they came home. It's a possibility, but not having proof to say that it's all right and true, who knows? Who knows? But anyways, like I said, I wanted to show those members of the family to you. I wanted to show you now my dad's side. So when I make my trip there to visit the towns and villages, you will be able to look and go, oh yeah, that's the one that she talked about, because we have Coleraine for McElroy, and we now have Londonderry. And this is what I find very, very cool and funny at the same time. Okay, Coleraine was my mother's side. Uh, or excuse me, McElroy was born in Coleraine. That's my mother's side. And then I have this Cloud, who was born in Londonderry on my dad's side. Okay, Londonderry and Coleraine are about, in our modern terms, it's like a 30-minute drive from Coleraine to Londonderry. They are that close together. They're both in Northern Ireland. For anybody that is curious, they both are up there in that area, and so I mean that's like close to go. I'm saying, how lucky can you get? I mean, it could have been that, like I said, one part of the family was Northern Ireland and the other part was far Southern Ireland, which means that, I would have, either start at the north and gone south, or start south and gone north. Uh, One of the two. So I kind of lucked out with the fact that they were both, both parts of that family. I have a 30-minute drive connection to them. So when I go, I will be spending some time in Northern Ireland. But who knows? Maybe I'll make a trip down further south somewhere. My itinerary is not set on that yet because I am still doing research. So, things could change. But yeah, I've got 2 places so far, both in Northern Ireland, for each side of the family. and I just absolutely love it. But anyway, so I'm going to let y'all go. And before I do, a few things I forgot on the last video because it's been a while and I hadn't thought of that. Uh, Thumbs up, give me a like, leave a nice little comment, tell me, if you enjoyed it, you thought it was interesting, you know, anything you want to talk about, you know, there's a subscribe button also. Can't forget the subscribe button. And also, too, there's a lot of things that I post here that I'll do still pictures of on a Facebook page by the same name. And just to make sure you have the right one when you go there, if it doesn't have the nice little butterfly, it's not mine. Yeah, mine has the butterfly on the profile picture, and of course, when you go in, it's like everything is connected to Ireland. I have totally devoted that page to Ireland. If it doesn't have to do with Ireland, I'm not liking it. So anyways, well, with the exception of one, it's because of the fact that I love the drinks. It's Dublin drinks from Dublin, Texas. But I figured it was close enough, right? But anyway, so like, comment, subscribe. Um, you know, Share it. Make sure to share it. And if you like, go visit my Facebook page and see how obsessed I am with Ireland. Anyways, I'll talk to y'all later, and I hope everyone has a great weekend. Bye.